Morning Crossfire
with Femi D Live.
Welcome back to the show this very morning as we keep up with you in many stories. And, well, I would say there's just one giant story. Just one giant story. One giant story around the Naira that's leading to many other responses from around the world. And reactions continue to trail this. And one is just left with much to wonder about. The economic battles that's emerging from the Naira. And like somebody brought forward the India example and said, oh, it was done. But he missed out on also saying the many things that happened after the India Central Bank did take that trend on around the Naira. Now, let me also share with you what Senator Smart Adeyemi did speak about, this issue of Naira, the CBN governor, and the likes of that. I'll share that with you, and then we'll take up the conversation around the Naira. There's really so many angles to look at this. This morning, I read out the headline about 252 million Naira that was stored in a bank here in Abuja, and the arrest was effected by the EFCC and the CBN officials that were there to see, wondering why. Why are you keeping the money we asked you to give out? But listen to what Senator Smart Adeyemi had to say about this evolving issue that some have said will lead to a very major crisis as the 7-day period which the president has asked for still lingers on.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Now, you now came up with this devilish program, and you assume that nothing will happen because you say you're a governor? And why are people apprehensive? The second reason is this. They look at Emefiele, who showed interest to contest election. That he didn't get it, so he want to put the country. Emefiele, Nigeria is bigger than you. This country, we have seen so many things, we will survive it. Emefiele, don't allow them to break coconut on your head. You may not see the water. Emefiele, don't allow them to break coconut on your head. The people are shouting, people are cursing you, people are in pain, people are in agony, people are depressed, people are perplexed, people are worried. If we don't shout for you to hear, some people will not be courageous to come and shout and talk to you. If you have my tape in me now, 4 days ago, before El-Rufai spoke, I spoke in the same vein and context of El-Rufai. Do you know that I grew up under the late Premier Sardauna? When they say yes, it is yes. When they say no, it is no. And when they talk, it doesn't happen. The Northern will tell you, Allah, I leave it to God. That's the case. There's no need for anybody to want to run Nigeria into trouble. We are gradually maybe getting over the problem of fuel scarcity, maybe somehow. But this currency something is what affects majority of those who will vote. When you elite will be under your comfort zone, the elite will be inside the sun. They are the people that cannot have access to take 10 naira to buy bottle to buy a mudu of rice. They can't. They don't have access. Do you know how people are suffering? Do you know the number of people who are calling me? I can show you. I have over 4,000 text messages here of people begging for money. I don't have the money too. I've gone to the bank. I was told that there's no currency. Nobody is paying us. Mr. President, 7 days, thank you for your concern. But Mr. President, 7 days is a long, it's like a woman who is in the labor room. And you say let the woman continue to labor for 7 days. Mr. President, not all women in labor room will survive 7 days labor.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Was there Senator Smart Adeyemi speaking from the chamber, the press room chamber of the Nigerian senators there. It was really concerned. He spoke extensively for maybe 20 minutes or thereabout, different issues as we have it. But the one he passionately spoke about off script, and of course, let me mention that there were some people in the room who were not very, wouldn't conduct themselves properly enough to understand that their parts you don't say. They don't use the abusive words there. So in case you heard the underlining voice, the intention was to focus on the senator, not the man who spoke in the background. Feeling agitated around this. But Senator Smart Adeyemi's viewpoint towards all this comes into play as well. While the rallies have continued to go on, expression of interest, getting people interested and showing that they can do or will want to do what they say they will do. That includes what Atiku Abubakar had to say to the people in Bauchi with regards to oil production in Bauchi and Gombe states, and how it would help them get the best of it if he becomes the president.
This is Morning Crossfire.
From top to bottom. I have also pledged that the petroleum resources that has been discovered between Bauchi and Gombe will be exploited and brought back to the benefit of the people. I have also pledged to make sure that our young men and women receive loans to set up their own small and medium enterprises for self-employment.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the PDP there, bringing together his own viewpoint around this. There's also of interest, Rochester Koch has been speaking about the keen interest of getting a Southeasterner become the president of the country through the opportunities provided. He's a member of the APC and his viewpoints of interest.
This is Morning Crossfire.
I'll just make some requests, given what Chief Emmanuel was saying. First, to my brother, Minister of Aviation, please. The man being honored today was the first Minister of Aviation. It should really be appropriate to take that building of Minister of Aviation and change it today to Basilica Meshi building. And to you, an umbrella is really proper that airport, the new airport, should be named after this country. We must learn to give honor to whom honor is due. Again, he made a request, Mr. President, Ngike, representing Buhari. There's something we attach as Igbo culture, very important, when somebody makes a last request, the point of death. I requested that the president should please not honor him in any way, but honor him by releasing his son, Nnamdi Kanu. My kind of request to say to Mr. President, now that he's dead, he's no more alive, he made that last request. May we honor him by bringing Nnamdi Kanu out for the purpose of peace, demonstration, and dramatization in the Federal Republic. But to this great man, I don't think honoring him means saying tribute. The best tribute we can give to Basilica Mechi is the tribute of Review our Nation. But gentlemen, I know that for every sunrise there must be a sunset. And for every child that has a beginning must have an end. In other words, his end has come. But it's not dead. It's simply transited. But let me say as I feel, I have not died before, and I don't want to plan to die soon. Now, but I do know that Basilica Mechi must have been received by the likes of Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa, Ahmadu Bello, and the host of those great leaders. And I'm sure a day like this is the day they are receiving him into the world beyond. And there's a meeting now going on as we're talking now. I'm just imagining that, not that I've been there before. And some of the things they're doing is was to review this nation called Nigeria. And I heard Ahmadu Bello speaking with a loud voice. What is really happening to this country? What is happening to our nation? Why are there crises everywhere and everything? Why is there so much killings and so much bloodletting, so much disunity? And I can hear Zeke crying out and say, well, this is not the Nigeria we're all taught and fought. We're praying to have a better Nigeria. But I have Basilica Ahmed saying, I just came from Nigeria. And what is going on is about 2023 election. That there was some kind of injustice in the whole equation. Because till today, no evil man has become the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. And just to pray, so to honor a man like this today, I think we should say to Nigerians, for the sake of those great men and women who came from the Igboland, let's first look at the Igbos.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Senator Rochester Okorocha there campaigning for the presidency of an Igbo leader, but he did not say Peter Obi, well, being clever for the fact that that will have been described as anti-party campaigning. Stay with us right here on Nigeria Info. After the break, we'll talk more. I'll get your viewpoints in on many of these issues right here.
Informative, exciting, and stimulating talk.
This is Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info. 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 This is Nigeria. This is Nigeria Info.
These issues, as we have it all building up, what level of response that one can only just imagine day by day. What's going on? What's the meaning of everything building up, the tension here and there? We've got about 10 minutes to get your responses in around this Naira crisis and what it would mean, whether the elections would hold. There's a good reason we've stayed close on this issue of Naira crisis. It is not just an economic battlefield going on right now. It could also be described as a place that, if it's not properly managed, could lead into dimensions that would definitely be very displeasing for everyone across the country. So what needs to be done? What was done yesterday that's different from today? Think about it. What has CBN done from yesterday that's different from today? What has the commercial banks done yesterday that's different from today, except for the fact that some banks have closed down their services? What have you done? What have you experienced different from today? Is the markup factor on the money you're collecting from the POS operator still going higher by the day? When it first started, it was 10%. Now we're doing 15%. And at some point, 20% of whatever your transaction is. Is it getting better? or it's taken a whole new meaning in its own right. The Naira scarcity and the economic battlefield it's creating. Some say endure. Some say we are out of patience. Some say, well, it's not true that the experiences of others around the country is consistent with the experiences of others. Well, we've been talking in the urban centers. What about the rural areas? What's their experience like? What has been done from yesterday to today, and the day before yesterday, and 2 days ago? What has made it different from now? And 3 days ago, what's different? If you're counting with me to the 7 days period requested by President Muhammadu Buhari, I'll close away from last week till date. He has met with the APC governors. He has met with the PDP governors, Tambo and Emefiele, and a few others were with him as well. Just yesterday, nothing much was published around the meeting, except the fact that more stakeholders did meet on this. The World Bank, by the way, is saying that this could disrupt the 2023 elections. The World Bank also has its own viewpoint on it. I was reading their report on this yesterday, and it's something else. Let's find out from you. The economic battlefield that we are in, what happens next? What has happened differently in the last few days? Did you notice anything, or am I missing something?
This is Morning Crossfire.
All right, the numbers to call 0700-951-0000. That's the telephone line now. 0700-951-0000. If you're also joining in via the alternative line, that's 080-9597-4869. Okay, 080-9597-4869. And yes, on WhatsApp, it's 080-999. That's a 999 now. 30137. Keep up with us on Twitter at Nigeria Info Abuja, ABJ rather. Instagram is at Nigeria Info FM Abuja. Facebook.com/Nigeria Info Abuja. There you find this stream is live right now on Facebook. And yes, the same thing is going on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja as well. Let's take your calls. Push it in. What has gone differently? Yes, good morning to you, dear friend.
Thank you. This is the comrade.
Welcome.
Yes. Femi, can I still comment on the headline this morning?
It depends. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is what I've been saying this morning concerning GSS.
Okay, so
I heard it clearly.
Oh yes, I know I read it. I'm just a little bit tensed about following through on that since the details are sketchy. Oh well, it did go. All right, moving on. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Femi D.
Yes, how are you today?
Fine, thank you, and good morning to well done for the good work you are doing.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you. This is Ali from this Alhaji.
Okay, good to connect with you.
Femi D, you can see what is happening in Syria and Turkey. It is earthquake. Yeah. But the problem we are having here in Nigeria is self-inflicted problems, which can be avoided. It's not natural. Why those who are planning this cannot plan ahead to see possibly the danger that is coming above this if they have no interior motive? And that is the issue we are discussing today in Nigeria. Because even those in authority, we are against themselves because of the bad policy of Naira redesigning. Like I've been saying, Femi B, 100 Naira has not been redesigned, 50 Naira have not been redesigned. Why don't they make alternative, make this 100 Naira and 50 Naira more available than 1,500 Naira that they are redesigning? So the question is that when we say people are educated, when we say people are in authority to take action, to take decisions, what decisions are they taking in our favor? That's the question we're asking. Those we place on authority, what makes them qualify for that place they are holding? If a whole central bank governor cannot just redesign Naira, that means the economy that they have been entrusted with is in comatose. Because if we just ordinary to swap money is becoming a national strategy that is causing even the election now is being threatened. So it means we are in for it. It's not something that is natural. That you say you can have solution.
Okay, thank you so much. No, I'm telling you thanks already so that I can take on other calls. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Femi, for the good work you are doing.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Grateful to you. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Femi D. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good enough. Somebody just blessed me with 1,000 naira this morning, so I'm good.
That's like, we'll share it. We'll share it.
No, nah. I said I am good. It doesn't mean that I want to share the good from good to good.
Naira now is if you see it, it's very scarce.
Yes,
you
it
have
is.
in the bank, but you can't withdraw it.
Kai. Now, wow. Okay, go on.
My name is KD.
All right, Katie. Good to talk to you.
Yeah. You see, eventually everybody has become a weller now. My friend, the last speaker, I never knew he can also well. It's a good thing. When we begin to well, all of us, the government will do the needful.
No.
Because we'll be hailing them too much. That's why they are doing this. You see, this policy is a good one. It's just the implementation that is very, very untidy. The implementation wasn't thought through deeply. Because if it was thought through deeply, for goodness sake, you launched this thing about 3 months ago, and you told her you spent so much to print or to redesign the Naira. If you spend so much, where is what has been redesigned that is not available? Right from day one, this money would have been made available in the bank, and then they begin to retrieve the old one. But they left it until when it was about a week to the deadline. They begin to bring it, and in a very little quantity. How will it be enough? Imagine Nigeria, where Nigeria is a vast place, and so many places that there are no banks. So I think to me, it's a very good policy. If there is anything Buhari has done, which I applaud, is this approving the redesign of this Naira. But the fact still remains that after policy implementation is the problem.
Yeah.
So they should just make the money available at all levels. Like the last speaker said, 100 naira and 50 naira, which has not been redesigned. Why not bring them out? And then these ones that have been redesigned, as they get to the bank, you hold them, you retrieve them, you don't return them again. Because Nigerians are really passing through a very terrible, terrible situation now. As I speak to you, Femi D, as I speak to you, throughout yesterday, I didn't go out. Because what you don't have anything to buy, small thing that you need money to buy.
I agree
So
with you.
please, it's a good policy. No, you should not extend the debt, but they should bring the money, make it more available in the banks, please.
All right.
Thank you. And God bless you.
Thank you so much for that. I was putting out a joke to my team yesterday, and I said to them, at this point in time, FZ, where do you stay? Guaripa, it looks like we'll soon draw a wire from studio to your house. They will draw wire to my own house. Kim, where do you stay? Different. We're just joking about it. It was good to see Kim yesterday back. She's looking like she brought enough Naira for all of us. Ask Kim for your Naira when she comes for 10 o'clock. Talking about 10 o'clock. Later on today, the listeners debate, the fire chat. Yes, that's what we call it. The listeners debate, the great debate. Call it any of those 3 names. It's a good name. The listeners debate. I think that's picked up to be my favorite for now. The listeners debate. It's going to be a great one. We would have it for 10 o'clock later today. And yes, we expect some of the biggest representatives of this, when I say representative, viewpoints, people who have viewpoints that represent different candidates to come in and sit on our chairs. We have room for about 4. So some parties have not had good representation, let me just say that. But we would expect them to come in and debate some of the biggest issues and the viewpoints of their candidates. We've always heard from candidates. Listeners have always put up their viewpoints one by one. But this time, what can be said if you put them all in one room? So forgive us today if it sounds a little bit chaotic. It's going to be probably almost the signature of a newspaper stand with a lot of noise and argument, disagreement. And Kim, who is hosting alongside with Swat, by the way, Kim and Swat are hosting. They will be here to ask the questions, the probing question. Somebody said to me that when you have Kim and Swat host one show together, that's putting together fire and ice. Cold enough to make you feel chilled, hot enough to make you feel no expressive. I'm not saying who is who. I'm just saying Kim and Swat will be hosting later on today. FCC and I will be the houseboy around here. We'll be running around things when people do arrive for their debate. We'll listen to their viewpoints on various issues and just make sense of all this. No, don't worry, we are not going to determine who wins, but we'll be streaming live on YouTube, by the way, as well. So go ahead and subscribe and don't miss out. The only way you get to not miss out on when we're live on YouTube is by clicking on the notification bell. And then the stream starts, it sends you a notification on your phone to say, oh, well, Femi D is on, Kim is on, Swat is on, FEZ is on, Black Coffee is on, Debbie is on, Itodo is on, the sports team is on. So click on the notification bell. It's just there, right in front of our name on YouTube, okay? And that will keep you fully briefed of things. Now, let me read off some messages as we start to round up for this very morning. Yeah. Okay, I should have started this for a while now. The way CBN is going about indicting the commercial banks as responsible for all the new Naira notes is only a recipe for disaster and lack of trust in the banking system. This will only expose the banks and their staff to attacks as been in the past few days around the country. The CBN on its part has told Nigerians the exact amount of new redesigned Naira notes in circulation, but can only tell how much of the only old Naira notes that has been mopped up. The basic reason people keep their monies in the bank is because of the trust that they have in the system. Where such trust is eroded by careless utterances of people that are supposed to know better, your guess is as good as mine. The consequences, make them okay? Make them just, they play. Caller did write that in. Good morning, Femi D. Ganiu Lawa, Director of Public Affairs, Ministry of Education. Yeah, the ministry or any of its agencies did not issue any such directive. The narrative is false. Okay, which narrative, dear friend, are you talking about? Let me just take a minute to confirm from him, Ganiu Lawal, with regards to this, what he's talking about. I'm seeing your message here. What directive are you referring to now, just to be sure? All right, but if it takes on the call, well, we'll take up his message this very morning as we start to round off on this, okay? Who else is joining in? All right. Well, good morning, Femi. What time is the debate? It's for 10 o'clock. Okay. Hope it's going to be streamed live. Yes, it will be streamed live. Kabiru from Shagari Quarters in Abuja did write that in as well. Okay. Well, I'm not too sure I'm able to get a hold of the man who was saying something about ministry's directive. Ganiu Lawa, if you can, please reach out back. We'll want to know what Ministry of Education is saying about what you've just made your comments about. But we'll look out for your message and your response to this. All right, it's time for me to bow out for this very morning, as we would have it. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow, but in the meantime, I will be speaking to a mortgage bank and the opportunities they provide for you this very morning.
This is Morning Crossfire.